Hello, my name is Lena. I'm the Vice President for Strategic Partnership and Workforce Innovation. What that means is at San Jose City College, perfect, good enough. At San Jose City College, hello, everybody can hear me, right? Do you need a microphone?
That's better though.
It's okay, great. So then we'll go with that, Judy. My role at the college is just that, to go out into the industry and look at partners, strategic partners that help us move the college forward in the workforce innovation, such as the program TechNest. So today, for my segment, I'd like to share a little bit about the history of TechNest, how has it grown, and then I'm also would like to introduce to one of our biggest partners, Greg Waters, right back there, a former CEO, and he's going to tell you how our curriculum is industry driven. So you'll see a very unique program that we're offering you today at the college. So basically, the idea of TechNet came about. Our chancellor right now was a former president. He's like, you know what? How do I train the student to get the best training at the fastest rate with the current technology that everybody needs to know in Silicon Valley? It's high earning, high wages, right? So honestly, he knocked on a lot of doors, and people said, I don't know if I'm ready to work with you. How does the industry, because there's always a disconnect of education and the company. Everybody said, but we made it. We had a working formula. So our chancellor went and knocked on everybody's doors. Finally, MIT was willing to talk to us. And right now, when you start in the program, our first course is coding, and that curriculum is from MIT. So think of the 3 million students and plus that take MIT courses in computer science. When they start out with coding, that's the same course you're taking, okay? So after that, we say, you know what? Coding's good, but we need something to build out the TechNest. So we went to UC Berkeley. So UC Berkeley, we have a partnership with a 3-unit fully articulated for data science. So imagine you're paying what, 150 plus versus 500 plus for data science at Berkeley, okay? So after that 2 course, the neat thing is we brought in what we call industry driven, and Greg will share with you the Internet of Things like IoT. Now this is when you get the foundation, the introduction, the foundation, and then you're gonna start working in teams with engineers, with your own team, and you build a product. And that product is, you pitch essentially a Shark Tank. And I could tell you, Valerie's back there, she's part of it. One of our former students is now an employee for Greg. So you do get jobs, okay? And currently right now, I am working with Microsoft to build out the artificial intelligence and the clouding. And you can't be in Silicon Valley if you don't know entrepreneurship. I don't care what field you're in. You could be a librarian, you still need to know about entrepreneurship. So we include that entrepreneurship so you know how to sell your idea, how to get funded, how to start research. So as you can see, TechNest, you have the computer foundation, then you have the applied learning, and then you have the entrepreneurship to bring it all together. But I think Sean will come in later on. On day 1, you start with your employment readiness. We start working with you with an employing agency, so you might be interested in a consulting job, you might be looking at, so you're ready day 1. At the same time, we also partner with LinkedIn, so LinkedIn will help you with your profile, so that way you're set to go. And I have good news to share. I actually got started talking to one of our partners, and she has a platform, and we've been trying to get this credential, because you're training so fast. How do you assure that when you go to an employer, they say, hey, you completed what you know? So we're working with a partner on a platform we can capture your training, okay? So all that within 5 minutes. But the program has evolved, and we just recently secured funding from the state to turn this program into an apprenticeship. So can you imagine when you're done, the program is called Computer Programmer. That is the title for this apprenticeship. So who knows about apprenticeship? What's apprenticeship?
Actually, you go on job, like training, and then future employment.
Okay, So the good thing about apprenticeship is learn and earn. That is the magic word, learn and earn. So basically, you going to class at the same time, you're also working at the company, you get paid. And the idea is that with apprenticeship, you're in the gateway. So when you're done, there's already employers say, we want to hire the individual, okay? So right now, Christian is not here, but Christine is also my team back there. And we're working on the paperwork. And Greg is actually helping us with the industry partners. So you're actually going to class and go to work, or we might do all class and then work. But that program is going to get launched in January, okay? So just a tidbit, I'll turn over to Greg so that you know where you can go for answers and questions. I'll set up the stage. After I'm done, Greg is going to talk about industry-driven and an excellent program. Greg promised me, Lena, 3 classes. After, if they're interested in IoT, they can get a job and a good paying job. And Greg is extremely famous in the industry out there for all the manufacturing-wise. After Greg, Mark is actually the original faculty that taught the MIT courses. So Mark will share with you about 106, which is the Python class. And then Sanjay is our newest full-time faculty. So welcome, Sanjay. He would talk about data science. So you can see all our faculty have a specialization. So Sanjay will share about that. Cecil back there will talk about IoT and entrepreneurship, okay? So now when you're done, you're going to get a lot of information about how to enroll all this. Do not get confused. If you say, I'm interested in IoT and I want to go that way, please go see Cecil. He will tell you about how the class is structured and what you need to do for that, right? Don't get nervous when you hear the directed study and stuff. It will get itself worked out. Mark will talk about the coding and the Sanjay, and then in between, Christine will talk about, we have support for you, tutoring, books, all the stuff, transportation voucher, and I believe Valerie will share a little bit about the student experience. We also have Benjamin, who is one of our counselors that could help you. So at this time, I would like to turn it over to Greg, and Greg can talk to you about why is it so important now that companies come to us and say, we want to partner with you, we want to train with you, because Greg is a Fortune 500 CEO, and I'm like in awe. Like, I work with this gentleman every day, and with his expertise and his connection, his network is unbelievable, and we're so lucky to have Greg as our partner. And Greg, if you can tell your program and how is it industry driven and all the great things that we're working on. Thank you, everyone.
Well, yeah, thank you. It's a little too kind of an introduction. I need you to talk to my wife, I think, actually. But listen, good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming. My name is Greg. This brief to tell you why we've got a bunch of colleagues in the room at TechNest. I'm going to give you the perspective from industry. So I am a career tech guy. I worked in the tech industry my whole career. And I'll tell you, I just think it's an amazing industry. And I even think every industry these days is becoming a tech industry. So this whole kind of old thinking about there were tech companies and then there were other companies, I think has already gone away, right? Every business, every employer needs people with tech skills now. Now, when we started working on this, and it was almost 3 years ago, with City College and the rest, we were sitting in industry, and most employers, most companies, established companies, have very sophisticated hiring and recruiting plans for 4-year colleges, or if you've got a master's degree or a PhD, for instance. And those are really well-organized programs. They've got great job descriptions. There's a lot of competition for people with that background. But we stepped back and we were creating a lot of jobs, and we were having a hard time finding people with these skills, and particularly hands-on skills, people that don't necessarily have to invent the technology, but know how to use the technology and apply the technology. And these are great jobs. They pay a lot of money. They are with cool companies, and you get to work with cool people at cool locations. And we're not finding enough of these people in Silicon Valley. This is everywhere, right? So no matter where you want to live, it's not just a Silicon Valley thing. It's going on everywhere. So This was back in 2016, 2017, and we said, well, let's do something with a two-year school, a high-quality two-year school. And we didn't even start with City College. We talked to many, many different schools all over the United States. But City College, after about a year of searching, had already started to move in this really cool concept, this Technest thing. And you may not realize, but this is really unique. I've not seen anything like this anywhere in the world. They are taking City College courses, right, from City College professors who have made them. They're taking other courses from other educators, like the MIT Python course that Mark, I lost Mark, but Mark Brennan is here. You'll hear from him shortly, is teaching. There's the data science course from Berkeley. And there are 3 Internet of Things courses that you can take, which have been developed by some of the people in this room. And so if you look at that combination, if this is kind of your thing and you get some energy about learning this type of stuff, this is an amazing program, right? So if you take every course in TechNest, right, which is about 6 of them, if you add them all up, you are going to be highly marketable, right, here or elsewhere, right, wherever you go. So that's one. The second thing I wanted to point out is just a little bit of personal encouragement, is don't be intimidated by this stuff. One thing about technology, it can be very intimidating for most people. The acronyms are weird. It may not be stuff that you've ever done before. How much do you really need to know? You need to be an expert coder or something like this to be successful in these courses, or even to get a good job. My answer is, do it. I mean, go for it, right? So if you can become an expert in any of these disciplines, you're set, right? You'll have a great career. But my other point to you is that it's not necessary, right? People need to have basic understandings of things, for instance, coding. If you need to be a computer scientist, you need to be an expert coder, if you want to be. That's another question, right? But I think coding is a little bit like English. You kind of need to know some, right? So you don't necessarily need to be an expert. The second thing is data science. And this sounds really, really boring, doesn't it? I mean, how many of you thought I want to be a career data scientist? Okay, good, right? Data science is everywhere, right? If you are building your own personal wealth, how do you manage your finances? How do you invest in the stock market? Or what is a good stock market investment? Should you invest in real estate? Should you do something like that? That's data science, right? You will be better, right, and make better decisions if you understand a little bit of data science in everyday life. And if you can get these skills and really become really good at them, you can take this data science background and go into practically every industry. I don't know any industry right now that doesn't want a lot more people with data science. So my last point, and I will step down after that, is I want to talk about the IT courses. If you go through that brochure, you can read this on your own. I want to talk about a unique asset of the Technest program, which is corporate sponsorship. So as you go through these courses, 2 things. The IoT courses have been developed by people that either work in day jobs in the industry now. So you have the inventors of intelligent lighting, for instance, here. Rudy Heckfelner is in the back of the room here in Milpitas. On the phone is Dan Noby, lives in Chicago. And these guys invent this stuff. These are the people that are creating these cutting-edge technologies right now. And they have put the cool stuff about, for instance, intelligent lighting into a 14-week course. So you can learn what is bleeding-edge stuff going on in the industry right now, and you're going to do a project and make an intelligent lighting system that actually does this. The initial course, Intro to IoT, which has been developed by Cecil Lawson here, who is an adjunct professor here at City College. Cecil also used to work in industry for many, many years before coming to teach. So you're going to put projects together. You're going to get them to work. Like anybody, if you're like me, there's always some uncertainty and drama in getting stuff to work, right? But you're going to learn a lot of stuff to do it. But the courses are set up so that they are designed to make people that pay attention and work hard, you will get it to work, right? You do not have to be, we assume no mastery, right, of any topic to come in these projects. Yet you will need to work, right? So if this is something that you think you can cram for before the final exam, probably it will not work. These projects need to keep some steady pace. But what I leave you with this thought is this, and I'll talk about Technest overall in the IoT courses. If you find you have an inclination or a desire, right, to become good in these types of disciplines, if you're here at Saturday morning, I assume you do have some of that motivation. I really dare you to find a better program. Right? This is a fantastic program in the eyes of industry, right? We would love to see more graduates of the Technest program right now. If we had more would be hard. The second thing with IoT, which is where our contribution comes into this, if you get through even 2 of 3 IoT courses, we in industry will view you to be highly desirable, right, for paid internships and potentially full-time jobs. And this is starting to happen already from the earlier classes. Lastly, the courses are complementary. And I'll give you an idea. If you take the introductory IoT course, you don't have to learn Python, but we do use a lot of Python, so it's useful. Mark is teaching Python. So, for instance, right, taking Python and the intro IoT course at the same time is fantastic, right? It is completely complementary to what you'll be learning from those 2 classes. Then you get into Berkeley Data Science and an upcoming course that will be in the spring, which is how to make money from IoT data or how to make money from data. Once again, completely complementary. What you learn in the Berkeley course, the City College course, you will also be applying in real life, right, in the how you make money. In intelligent lighting, you have the expert here today, Andrew Heck-Fellner, who is a famous guy around the world, who will be explaining some more. So let me stop there, but I think we are lucky to have City College being progressive in the way that they think about modern education. And this is now our 3rd year, Lena. So glad
and I was
here.
going to say too, we just got approval, so you actually get a certificate as well. So just imagine the Technest, you start with the 4 courses, right? Those are the certificates. Now, if you want to go to level 1, level 2, then it's really go back in specialization. So right now what we have is the coding, the data science, the IoT. So after you met with Rudy, you talked to Greg, and you're like, you know what? I want to get the IoT technician. That's my track. Then you just have 2 more courses, right? So you take the IoT, Cecil's and Rudy is actually teaching the elective for intelligent lighting directed study. So especially you have a certificate with a specialization, let's say the IoT. Then the certificate specialization in data science with Berkeley. So right now, Sanjay is going to come on the team, work and take all our courses. So far, Berkeley Articulate 1, they're looking at 2 more, so 3. So essentially, you have that pathway as well. The coding, we're still working with MIT. They really wanted to articulate and move forward with the entrepreneurship, but we thought the entrepreneurship really should be in Silicon Valley. So that's where we're looking at. But you have the general, which still get you a job, and then if you want, you can specialize, okay? So at this time, I will give the back to all our faculty, and they would tell you exactly what you expect in each of the courses that you'll be taking with us. Okay, thank you, Mark, for you done.
Oh,
Mark's up first.
thanks.